Hey guys, Amanda from Rockpile Homestead here. My husband Corey and I are building an off-grid homestead on 100 acres from scratch in country Western Australia. Today we are taking you on a spring tour of our orchard. First thing I want to show you is the insane amount of bees on our plum tree here. Holy cow. Can you hear them?
Hey folks, Corey from Rockpile. How you going? As Amanda said, we're building our off-grid home from scratch. And this is awesome. These are our plum trees that we got last year. Picked these up from an orchard. They're about 15 years old. And they're going great. So we have 3 of these. You can see one here, there's one in the background, and there's one sort of behind the water tank over there. So just hang around with us for the next 10 minutes and we're going to take you for a little wander around the orchard. Show you some stuff. What do you reckon? Like, subscribe and share? That's what I reckon. Alright, let's go. So here we go. These are our plum trees. These are the same deal.
Not plums.
They're not plums, they're peaches. That's right. Thanks, peaches. So these are our peach trees. We have one here and one just over there. These are about 25 years old. Been in the ground here. This is their 3rd year. This particular tree is definitely the best performer. The one over on my other side, right, left, depending on how you're looking, that one's not doing so good. It's all part of the learning process, you know. We've got these. I think these only cost us $60 each, so it was well worth the gamble to put it in the ground and see how they go. And this one provided plenty of peach salsa last year, so that was great. So yeah, as I said, this peach tree has seen better days, but it's going alright.
If I remember correctly, I think it does actually come on, like, came on later or at different times to the other one.
Because I don't actually know what sort of peach
Because look at it, like,
they are.
There's plenty of buds coming on.
You're right.
But it's just a bit later.
I think the word Henry comes into mind when I think of the peach type, but I'm not sure. That's the problem with buying trees, and you talk to the orchard guy or lady and they say, oh yeah, it's this type and that type and that type. I don't write it down, I just forget. I just dig the hole and plant it.
So where are we in relation to our house? Like, what is the overall kind of plan of the orchard?
Oh, well,
like,
okay, so property? We are standing in we'll call it the front yard at the moment. Our house is just off to the back here. As you can see, that's the wall that I was sheeting in the other video. I've got all the sheets for the rest of the wall. Just a matter of time, there's only 2 of us and time gets away from us. So yeah, this eventually there's going to be a deck out here about 6 metres by 6 metres and a little terrace, and people will come through a gate over there, and that's essentially going to be our front door in the middle there of the house. So got our water tank, which I must say, I checked it today, it's full. Everyone loves a full water tank. That's great.
Yeah.
And that's just through through my little dodgy temporary pipe set up just off the gutter into the tank. So that will get dug underground, and we've got to run power for the pump that's going down there as well. So, but the tank's full. That's 80,000 litres, which is considered a small tank in Australia for like a tank water system. So.
Yeah, and if you want to see a video of how Aussies do water harvesting, then we might show you the details of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh. So front yard,
Front yard.
we've got peach,
Yep.
peach, plum. The plums are obviously flowering quite well at the moment, coming on a bit earlier.
You're really happy with them.
Right, shall we wander
Oh, we've
down?
got a dozer. But his fruit is not so tasty.
No. Shall we wander down behind the...
Yeah, we'll come down this way. So as I said about the water tank, little concrete slab is where the pump's going to go, and it'll be like a little, we'll call it like a little dog kennel roof type thing over the pump, and there'll be a larger pipe that fills the tank from the house, and that'll be all dug underground. So this is our overflow for the tank. So even though that looks like it's down about a foot from the top, actually inside the tank it goes up. There's a 90-degree bend inside the tank which goes up to like a cone-shaped funnel, which is about that much higher than this pipe here. So the water line is essentially only about this far down from the roof. And it is full because it has been overflowing. So that's great. And then here's our third plum tree. Now, as I said, these are from the same orchard, these 3 plum trees from last year. So we haven't done any pruning, anything like that. We've just put them in the ground and let them go. We did dig, oh, I'll start that again. That's a complicated wording there. We did dig quite a decent hole to put them in. And when they pulled them out of the orchard, they were supplied with a very large like root ball when they dug them out. So we tried to get as many of the roots and existing dirt as we could.
Look at all the bees on this one as well. What's this little one? So one of the reasons why we have so many bees is because we have at least one honeybee nest wild in our backyard. Essentially, it was here when we got here. They've swarmed once, so they've already split. We've seen quite a few swarms around this season already, so I don't know if they've split again. They've got great access to food and flowers. So they're obviously quite happy here. I'll see if I can catch the entrance to the hive in the tree, like just behind me there. A slightly bit of angle, you see them going in and out. So they've been there for many years, very happy, very busy. There's like a bee highway up there.
Well, we have a dozer, a part of a soccer ball, and these are 2 dragon fruits that I must say they are growing. They did start out as just sort of like just one little piece in a pot, and then we put it in the ground, and this one's definitely going better than this one, but all in good time.
They haven't fruited yet.
No, they haven't fruited yet. No.
Alright, so we're heading to what is considered the backyard now, and this has got the most trees and a couple of the earliest planted trees.
Yeah, so here we have our fig tree. It's a white Genoa. I think that's how you pronounce it. So it's a green fig with white flesh and reddish seeds, I think, from memory. As you can see, they're starting to, I mean, these are little figs that are starting already. So this is just sort of waking up. And this is lovely. This is from the same orchard that we got the peach trees from, actually. This one, so we've had a few figs off it last year. Not too many. Not as many as I would have liked. So we'll see how it goes this year.
And if you're wondering why would you go ahead and just plant stuff if you don't know anything about it, we've done a little bit of research, but the problem is there's so much that you can do, and if you wait until it's perfect and you've got the perfect plan, you'll never do it. Like,
Exactly.
done is better than perfect. You just got to plant the trees.
So this is our two-way apricot tree. What sort of apricots? Apricots. Don't know.
Apricot coloured ones.
Apricot coloured ones, yes. So it is actually a graft of two different types. You can see the first type is starting to flower and bud earlier than this type. It does actually have little buds that will eventually come on. But a lot of, well, probably 8 or so of our trees are like grafted 2 or 3 way trees, which is interesting. But yeah, these, and when these start getting green leaves, this is a beautiful tree. It is stunning.
I mean, maybe
It
we're
is.
just like being too hasty. We got them bare rooted and we
True.
planted them 2020. So last year was just the first season
Yeah.
that they sort of had the opportunity to fruit, and
Yeah.
they've grown like
They have grown from
a
like
bunch.
the trunks literally are, when we first got them, they were probably only as thick as my thumb
Yeah, because we were making jokes about how much money we spent on like
on these
dead
little
sticks.
dead twigs. You know, and now they are growing well. They're just the fruiting side of it isn't quite there yet. Up here. So yeah, this is our dwarf mandarin tree. It's a, well, there you go. Still got the tag on it.
Oh, Kitsu Satsuma.
And it's been this size. It's been this size ever since we bought it 2.5 years ago. Don't know.
What is?
This is a.
Oh, it's got a tag as well.
It has 2. It's actually a plum
So
tree.
helpful. Keeping the tags on the tree if you don't record stuff.
It's a 3-way pear tree. So I'm not even going to try and pronounce the names.
Burbosk, William, and Packham.
So you can see the grafts like 1, 2, 3, and I should actually probably cut these ones off because I believe that we shouldn't have any growing below the graft.
No, look, that's the graft to the rootstock down there,
Ah, yes.
and then one of those will be the main stem, and you've got like the two
Then
more
1, 2.
grafted
yeah,
onto
okay.
it. So yeah, leave them.
So yeah, so these are another very pretty tree when they get foliage and pears and birds, funnily enough.
Alright, we think this is a nectarine tree. This is another one of those older ones.
Yeah.
I don't know how much life it had left in it, or if, you know, we did something wrong when it transplanted, or it just struggled with the transplant. It's still hanging in there, but there's a lot of dead stuff. Maybe we just need to like prune that stuff off more aggressively.
Cut the dead stuff off. And it is getting new growth here, so we're just going to let that grow and we'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
You know, see what it does.
Alright, where to next?
Mulberry tree.
Mulberry tree.
And we have another mulberry tree outside of this yard, up near the shed, which is probably that they were both bought at the same time, same age. The one up at the shed seems to perform better.
I actually bought this tree before we bought Rockpile.
Yeah, that's right.
And then
Yeah.
once we bought Rockpile, these are the first trees we planted here.
Yep.
Just setting down roots in a very literal way.
Yeah, so plenty of little baby mulberries coming.
Every year this just gets more and more prolific. It's
Yeah.
fantastic. We froze a bunch last year, made plenty of kind of pies and jams and syrups. So looking forward
to
doing even more of that this year.
We come out when they're like ready to pick every sort of second or third day.
Early in the morning, so we beat the birds.
Yep, yes, and we'll basically just pick probably 1 or 2 of those takeaway containers like every second or third day, and they just go in the freezer. And we'll do that for weeks and weeks with this tree and the other tree.
So it's quite funny with this mulberry tree. There's a particular type of bird. I think it's a black-headed shrike, and he or she, they will be up in one tree and they will eyeball a ripe mulberry and they will swoop down, pluck it, land up in another tree, and eat it, and it will do it all day. Yeah. So that we don't mind sharing with the birds, but yeah, it gets a really good feed out of this mulberry tree. There's enough for all of us, enough to go around anyway.
Because we actually love seeing like the huge variety of birds.
Yeah.
Like, and they change sort of seasonally, I suppose.
Yeah.
And yeah, some mornings, like on a nice spring dewy morning, and it's when there's no wind, there's probably 15, maybe more different types of birds.
Yeah.
And you just stand up at the house on the little deck looking into the backyard, and the closer you look, the more little birds you see. And it's like the ground is just like running with little birdies. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's cool.
Oh, yeah. The story of the orange tree.
I just don't know what's happened here. Look at all those leaves.
You would have heard us say in a previous video that this did get hammered by sheep quite a few times, and we have got fruit off it once, I think, one year.
Yeah.
And there is lots of like little buds on it, right? But they're just, I don't know, it's just not
happy, Jan.
Suggestions, people, suggestions. And what have we got here? Here
Nectarine.
We have a nectarine tree. I do remember last year we got many nectarines off this tree.
Yeah, this was really nice.
But having said that, there was a lot more foliage on it and fruit on it.
Still early. I mean, I think maybe it just needs like a really good prune. I mean, these top ones they're produced and they're done.
Yeah.
All the fresh dust coming out the bottom. I don't know what to do here.
We're full of wisdom, aren't we? Hey?
Yes, this is not a how-to channel. This is just how we do it channel.
This is just 2 people from the building trade that wanted to go off grid and grow stuff, and that's us, and build stuff.
All right, let's do the apple tree.
All right, apple tree.
All right, so what are the signs that it's waking up?
Well, you can see here. So we're getting like little,
Break it.
I'm trying not to with my big fingers. Little buds that are starting to appear, and these will actually become flowers. And then in behind it is where it'll start growing little leaves and foliage. So you can see these buds are kind of everywhere on all the extremities here.
That'll be good.
So
Nice.
And then over to the almond tree, which has changed in the last week. It started getting all its leaves, and it's flowering, and there's been, well, I can see bees on it. It's a 2-way almond.
Oh, there's
a tag.
a tag.
Hang on. Okay, so the tree is called a twice as nice almond tree, hence the 2 grafted types, and it's a Fritz and a Mission almond.
Where to next, boss?
What have we got here? Down this way. What is this?
Don't know.
This is a
Tree?
2-way apple tree.
Okay.
It is. from memory.
Oh, yeah.
What sort of apples? Don't know. But you can see again that it's just starting to wake up. These little tips are forming up here. So it doesn't matter what I'm wearing, whether the clothes are semi-clean or my work clothes. My wardrobe department has just informed me that my shirt was on inside out. So I've just changed it to the right way. So if you're wondering where all those little seams went that were standing out before, and you probably never noticed, but now you'll go back like 30 seconds and go, what a knob, he's got his shirt inside out. Well, there we go, it's an apple Dorset Gold, and as you can see, it is just it's waking up a little bit. There's some leaves here. It did have
some early flowers that look like they've maybe already been pollinated in there.
Possibly.
But usually...
I think these are actually the start of little apples in down here. I don't know if you'll be able to get that with the camera. Just on my fingernail, there's like a little green ball that's only probably 2 or 3 millimeters round. I think they're the start of some apples. It's definitely got a pear, this one. So you can see this is all new growth here. This one actually flowers like really bushy.
Leaves.
Leaves.
Like, yeah, foliage.
Yeah, foliage, really bushy. Again, this one and the other one up there, I think were like nursery rescues.
They're on a specials pile.
That you got, yeah. And they had basically just gone wild. And Amanda got them cheap, pruned them back, and they're still alive. So that's part of the problem. Not dead is good.
You can see all the like little fluffy ends on it, showing that it's gonna be waking up.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's like every year we're like, ooh, hope we haven't killed the trees. Okay, what next?
Plum.
Plum.
I could tell you what it is, but I'd just be lying to you, so I don't actually know what it is. What sort of plum it is. You can see all new green growth coming on everywhere you look.
Is this a multi?
No,
I don't. Got some
I don't actually.
Flowers down this side.
I don't actually know. So yeah, you can see here that's starting to flower and get all little buds. Sort of the closer you look, the more you see.
What we actually tried to do was to get a variety of fruit trees that would fruit at different times of the year.
That's right, yeah. Like
pears, plums, apples, so it wasn't all coming on at one time. Like some will fruit in the winter, some will fruit in the summer. Yeah, so that was our plan.
Got to have a plan.
Got to have a plan. All right, where to next?
Oh, well, we've only really got.
It's a pear that we bought.
Yes.
It's like a multi-grafted one, and that would explain why half of it's got leaves and half of it doesn't.
That's right. Yep. Very true. Now
actually, I'm pretty sure that pear that we just visited down there, the rescue one, I think that's like a nashi. If I remember,
yeah,
like one was a nashi and one was a Packham pear.
You think I'd have? You think someone I know would have these all written down?
Have written them down.
Writes everything else down.
Oh my God! You always think you remember. You don't. You don't remember, folks. All right, this is the other pear that I rescued, nursery rescue. And that was just like a tiny little stick thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's going awesome.
Yeah. So they are good. And I have finished mulching them all. So you can see that we've come under here. So that's all like good soil ready to go. I found quite a few earthworms and stuff as I was like weeding and preparing to put the mulch down, so pretty happy with that. We'll go check out that one. I don't know what that one is actually. Is it a pear?
No, I think that's all that pears like.
Oh, it just looks like a pear tree.
It does, actually.
Yeah, if it looks like a pear tree, there's a good chance it is. So it looks like a pear tree. A partridge in a pear tree.
I think it's because we're so used to seeing them with like no leaves and no fruit on them.
Yeah.
That we can identify them.
We actually did have a really long hot summer, and
we lost a couple of trees actually.
It was terrible. Yeah, there was 2 actually behind me.
Yeah.
That died that we pulled out.
Yeah.
So.
Pretty sure one of those was a. I think one of those was a plum as well, wasn't it?
Why do we have so many?
Well, could have been an apple.
I thought you said pear. No,
I know.
I think it was a plum.
A plum and the other nectarine tree.
The plums with the really red skin and red flesh.
Yeah.
And we had plums with red skin and like yellow flesh.
That's the one from up the front, like those 3 that are flowering now.
So whatever they're called, we'll just call them not dead plums.
Once they're fruit, we'll be able to identify it better from the...
Yeah.
Once they're fruit, we'll be able to identify it better.
And I'll get on to someone, Mrs. RP, behind the camera there, and tell her to, like, we'll just send up the drone and take an aerial picture and she can just write on it what they are.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I know.
So this is our orchard, and this was our orchard tour for spring. It's going to be so nice to have another look at this, you know, in another couple of weeks or a month or so, especially once fruit's coming on. We'll be able to tell you what actual trees they are. And yeah, like a lot has changed even in just the last week. So I'm glad we managed to get out here to show you guys, because we're due to rain again this weekend.
That's true. And we might do another orchard, we'll call it like an update tour, but not in like a week or so. We might leave it for maybe 2 or 3, and that way we'll really notice the difference in the flowers and the foliage.
Yeah, we'll see how much progress is made.
Yeah.
If anything exciting happens, we'll be sure to let you know.
Yes. Yes. And if you made it this far through the video, well done. Can you please subscribe?
Please.
Like and share. And
ring the bell.
Oh yeah, ding ding.
Subscribing really helps our channel, and it lets us know that you enjoy our content, and we'll make more for you.
Yeah. And so far we have how many? 318?
Something
like that. So we know there's 318 other people that enjoy seeing some random stuff that we get up to.
Cool.
And I'm going to drop an Easter egg here. You ready?
Hang on, I'm sore.
I'm going to drop an Easter egg here.
Okay.
Stay tuned, folks. In the coming days, there might be a little bit of secret footage from Kangaroo Creek. You guys haven't seen Kangaroo Creek before.
What's that?
Stay tuned.
Thanks, guys.
All will be revealed.
Thanks for joining us.
See you next time.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye-bye. See ya.